Hello everyone, my name is Arohi and welcome to my channel. So guys, in my today's video, we will understand what is Creo AI and how we can use it. So let's understand it with the help of real world example. Let's first take an example of real world organization. So in any organization, there are departments and each department has its own responsibilities. So suppose we have a manufacturing company that produces air conditioners, and this company has various departments and each department is contributing towards one common goal, which is to produce successful product. So in this company there are different departments. See, first one is HR department. HR department is responsible for hiring and managing employees. Then we have manufacturing and production department. This department is responsible for seeing the process of manufacturing of ACs. Then we have logistics and supply chain department. This department ensures that the raw material arrive on time and the finished ACs reached retailers on time. And after that we have sales and marketing department. This department generates sales and it promotes the product, the brand. Okay. And then we have this customer support department. This department assists customers with product related issues. This finance and accounting department is responsible to manage company budget, salaries, and the profitability. The IT department is there to handle company software, cybersecurity, and the internal systems. R&D department is there to design new models. So here, each department has a role. They're performing specific tasks and they are working together to achieve one big goal, which is delivering the high quality product to the market. Creo AI works just like this organization. In Creo AI, we have multiple agents where each agent has a specific expertise and each agent is performing a unique task. And instead of human managing departments, we replace them with AI agents. Now see this example. This same example we are seeing in the form of Creo AI, means how Creo AI will handle this task. Now you can see for HR department, instead of having a HR department where humans are managing that task, we created one agent and we named it HR agent. And for manufacturing department, we have this agent. For logistics department, we have this agent. For sales and marketing department, we have this agent. See, for each and every department, we have a specific agent. Instead of having different departments, we have created different agent and each agent will perform some task. And over here we have a task. See, first task is hire engineers, sale people and factory workers. So this is one task. This task can be done by which agent? So HR agent can do this task. So the next task is produce high quality product. Which agent can handle this task? This agent can handle this task. Now the next task is check raw material, check finished products, reach retailers. This task can be done by which agent? Logistic agent can do this task. Next task is to run ad. So sales team, sales and marketing agent can handle this task. And then we have next task, track company revenue and factory cost. So we have a finance agent which can perform this task. Then customer support agent can do this task, help customer with installations and troubleshootings. So this customer support agent can do this task. Then we have design new models. R&D department agent can do this task. And then we have a IT department agent which can handle this company software. In Creo AI, we have multiple agents. So these are the agents. We have list of tasks like this. And then in the center, we are having this process. The task of this process is to assign task to agent. Means which agent will perform which task and what should be the order of these tasks, right? That thing is handled by this process. And this overall structure, which I have discussed over here, is called Creo. So Creo, inside Creo, we have multiple agents, we have list of tasks, we have a process. process decide which task can be done by which agent. Each agent is expert in some task, right? So it has its own expertise. Like this HR agent is a expert in hiring people, and this agent is expert in manufacturing task. So every agent has some expertise, and based on their expertise the process will assign the task to these agents, and this is called crew. Now let's understand it in more detail. See, every agent will have tools. Every agent will use tool to perform the task. So in LangChain and in LangGraph also, when we used to build agents, we used to give the list of tools to those agents, right? In the same way, in Creo AI also, agents will use different tools. So agent can use single tool, agent can use multiple tools. So this is how tools are used. And this process, you know, this part is also clear. So these are tasks. Then we have tools, agent, and process, because these are the four important key points in Creo AI. So guys, before understanding what are agent, tools, process, and task in detail, let's see few examples where we can use Creo AI. So first example is this AI powered TripAdvisor. So suppose you want to travel from India to Rome next month. You open this AI powered TripAdvisor app, and then you mentioned, I want to travel from India to Rome next month, and I am interested in sightseeing and good food. So now on the basis of that input, so this trip planner agent have these four agents working under it. The flight booking agent will help to provide the best deals on flights. Hotel recommendation agent will provide the hotel recommendations. Sightseeing planner agent will provide the list of sites which a person can visit. And then this food advisor agent can provide the best food options in the area. So these four agents will work separately in different areas, and then they provide all the information to this trip planner agent. Now this agent finally, collect everything together and create the refined list of options for us. So suppose it provided us best flights and hotels, it provided us top tourist attractions, it provided us list of local foods recommendation and daily schedule. See, here every single agent is doing some specific task, and if you are doing this task manually, if you're trying to plan your trip manually, then you are going to spend so much time in order to get all these details. But here, with the help of this AI powered TripAdvisor, we are getting it in minutes or in seconds, right? So this is how you can use Creo AI to build such applications. Then the next example is AI chatbots. Let's say there is one e-commerce company and they have a chatbot, and over there they can have multiple agents. Let's say the tech support agent will handle technical queries of the user, sales agent will handle the queries related to sales, and the FAQ agent can handle only those queries which are frequently asked questions. Here also we are dividing the task, and each agent is expert in their own field, so they can perform better. So this is the benefit of multiple agents. If you have multiple agents, that means each agent is specialized in their own field and they can perform better. They can give good experience to user. Now let's understand how Creo AI works. So I've told you that agent, tools, task, and process, these are the four important key points in Creo AI. So guys, this diagram I took it from the official website of Creo AI. So here you can see AI agents. AI agents can use tools, and then we have number of tasks over here. In the center we have process. So this is what I have explained you. So this is the same picture I have explained you in a simpler way. We are having multiple agents. Each agent can use list of tools. Then we have list of tasks, and we have a process in the center. What this process does, it assign task to agent, means which task can be done by which agent and it should be in which order. So all this task we call it Creo. Okay. So now let's understand what are agents first. Then we will understand tools, process, and tasks. In Creo AI, each agent is like a team member with a specific role, expertise, and instructions. See here also. See here only. This flight booking agent is like a one team member. The task of this team member is to book flights. And this hotel recommendation agent is like a team member who will provide the list of hotels on the basis of our budget. Okay. So agent is like a team member, and each agent has a specific role, expertise, and specific set of instructions. Means this agent will have a specific set of instructions. On the basis of those instructions only it can work. Okay, so this is what agent is, and these agents can communicate with each other. See, this agent is communicating with this one, this can communicate with this one. So every agent can communicate with all the other agents. By communication, I simply means they can pass the information to the next agents, or they, let's say this agent, suppose this agent done some task, and after completing the task the output of this agent should go to this agent, then only this agent can work. Let's say this is the scenario. So every agent can send information to the other agents. Every agent can send task, it can assign task to different agents. And in Creo AI we define agent like this. Whenever you are using a agent, you will provide all these details. First is the name of the agent, means each Creo AI agent has a name. It can be sales agent, FAQ agent, tech support agent, like this. You'll provide name to each agent. Okay, then each agent will have a role, means the responsibility of that agent, and then each agent will have a goal, means what is the aim of that agent which it is trying to achieve. So for example, the goal of travel agent can be find best travel deals, and then each agent will have a backstory which will provide the context to that agent. Okay, then each agent will use one LLM. It can be any LLM. It's GPT-4, Gemini, Llama, any LLM can be used. And then each agent will use a list of tools. It can be a single tool, it can be multiple tools, right? So tools are simply external functionalities, and every agent can use a tool. So these are the different things. Whenever you are going to write a code for agent, we will provide all these things. Look at this example over here. So here we have multiple agents. Suppose we have a task, we are building a news summarization app. Okay, so we are trying to build a news summarization app. For that we are using these three agents. First agent, the name of the first agent is news scrapper agent. This agent will, the role of this agent is web crawler. Remember, I've told you that each agent will have a name, each agent will have a role and goal, backstory, model, and tool. So that's what we are going to understand. Okay, so first we have this news scrapper agent. The name of the agent is this. Role is web crawler, means it will crawl the web. Task, what is the task of this agent? It will fetch the latest news. Suppose this agent performed a task, now it fetched the latest news. Now this agent is sending that info or task to the next agent, which is a summarizer agent. The name of this agent is summarizer agent, and the role is content analyst. The task this agent will perform is, it will extract the key insights from the news. Which news? The news which it received from the previous agent. Okay, and then it find out the key insights from it. Then this agent passed that task to the next agent. Now this is a writer agent. Role of this agent is report generator, and the task of this agent is to generate a structured summary. So we used three agents, and in coding this is how you will write. So this news scrapper, this agent, this is how you'll write. You will write an agent and you will provide a name, role, goal, backstory, chat, this LLM, and tools. See, here we have provided the name of the tool. Which tool we are using here? News scrapper tool, because to get the news from the internet, we need some sort of tool which can fetch the data from the internet. So for that, this tool is getting used. And this is the code for summarizer agent. Again, we provided the name, role, goal, backstory, and LLM. In the same way, we wrote the code for the third agent. So this is how you are going to write code for agent. Whenever you want to define an agent, for every agent you will write this kind of code. This is what I have explained you over here. Right now we know what are agents and what they does. Now let's move to the next part, which is tools. So guys, tools we have studied in LangChain also, LangGraph also. What are tools? Tools are external functionalities. So suppose you are using a LLM, and LLMs are trained on fixed data set, and they can only answer the questions based on that trained data. So let's say you asked something which happened in last week. So let's say you asked, tell me the list of movies which are trending this week. Then for that, LLM can't answer. So we need some sort of tool which will search the web and provide us list of new movies, right? So we are doing this task with the help of specific tool which is performing web search. Right, so that's why we need tool. The task which are LLM, the questions which are LLM can't answer, we can get the answer of those questions with the help of tools. Let's say you want to ask about stocks, recent updates in stock. So that again your LLM can't answer. You need some sort of tool which can fetch the data related to those stocks and give it to you. So these are tools. And guys, there are two types of tool. One are built-in tools. Built-in tools means which are already available. We can directly call them. So this is one of the built-in tool, DuckDuckGo search. It performs web search. To use this tool, you just need to install it like this, and then see we are calling this tool like this. So this is called built-in tool. Like this, we have various built-in tools, right? But sometime what happen is you need some tool which is not there. So you want to build your own tool. So we call it custom tools. How we can create our custom tools? See, here I have shown you a simple example. I have shown you two different examples. So this is a Python function. See, tools are functions only. Like the functions which we create in Python, we create functions in Python like this, and now we can use them as tools. So here we have a function with the name of add which can perform addition of two numbers. So this is one tool. Then we have another function with the name of multiply which will perform multiplication of two numbers. This is another function. So these are called custom tools. You can write the code for your use case and then you can use it as a custom tools. So here, as I've told you, each agent will use a list of tools, and what kind of tool it can use? It can use custom tools or it can use the built-in tools as per the task which this agent is doing. On the basis of that, we can provide the list of tools to it. Okay. Now we know what are agent, what are tool. Now let's understand about tasks. In Creo AI, tasks are job that agents needs to complete. You can think of a task as a job assignment given to an employee in a company. Let's understand this with example. So we will take the same example which we have used earlier, the new summarization example. So see here. So task. First task is fetch news. So to fetch the news, assigned agent means this task should be assigned to news scraper agent. So we have three agents over here. Out of these three agents, which agent can perform the task of fetch news? News scraper agent, right? And the goal is retrieve the latest news. So this is how each task will be defined. For each task, we need a assigned agent, means this task is assigned to which agent and what is the goal. Okay, so the first task, which is fetch news, is assigned to this this agent. So if we can see this example, so over here we have these tasks. For each task, we will define the agent and the goal. So this task will be assigned to HR agent and the goal is to recruit more people. And then this task can be assigned to this agent, and the goal of this task is to perform the production and to complete the production in time. Then we have this task. This task can be assigned to logistics and supply chain department agent, right? And the goal is to get everything on time. And then this task can be assigned to this agent. So like this, over here, if in case of news summarization, so to fetch the news, this task is assigned to this agent and the goal is this. Once we get the news, to summarize the key points. Now the task is to summarize the key point. To summarize the key points, this agent is used, and the goal is to extract important information and then to write the final report. Task is to write the final report. This task is getting assigned to writer agent, and the goal is to create a well-structured article. So for every task, you will provide these details. Now let's see in coding how we do that. See, so this part I have shown you, right? This is how we create agent. Here we have created the news scrapper agent. This is a summarizer agent, and this is the writer agent. And I have told you whenever you create agents, you will provide these details. So we done that. And here we have defined the task. So this is the first task. And see, here we are providing the description and the agent. See, this task we are assigning to this agent. Summarization task we are assigning to this agent. Writing task we are assigning to this agent. Right? See, here we have written the agent name and the description. Agent name and the description. So this is how you will write the task, and this is how you will write the agents. Now we know about task. Now we know about this part. Now the next thing is process. Let's understand this. See, process is a workflow management system, means it will see which tasks should be done first and which task should be assigned to which agent. So see, the first task is in news summarization app. Let's take the same example only, this news summarization, this one. Okay, this is the task which we are performing. So in this, the first task is fetch news, and assigned agent is this. See, process type step 1 means this should be the first step, and then next task is summarize key point, and this is the agent assigned, and this should be the second step. See, process type. So guys, there are two kind of processes. One is to perform in a sequential manner, one is parallelly. So we will discuss that in some time. And what I'm trying to tell you over here is that we are telling which task should be done first, which task should be done on second step, and which task should be on the third step. So this is what process is. So see this example over here. This is the same news summarization app. So process will first see that fetch news is the first task, and it should be given to news scrapper agent, and this should be the first step. Okay, so this is done by process, and then this should be the second task, and processor will decide that this task should go to summarization agent. Okay, and then this is the third task, and then process decided that this task should be given to the writer agent, right? So the sequence means how the process should work, how the app should work is decided by this process, and this whole thing is known as crew. Okay, so this is what process is. So as I've told you that this process can work in two ways. One is sequential execution, and the other one is this parallel execution. Sequential execution means first task 1 will be completed, then it will go to the second task, then third task will be done, right? Fetch news, and then summarize, and then write report. And then we have parallel execution. Parallel execution means task 1 and task 2 we are doing together, and then we are performing the third task. So in our news summarization app, suppose we are fetching news and summarizing it at the same time, and then it is going to the next step, which is writing a report. So over here we are doing parallel execution. This fetching news and summarization, we are performing parallelly. So we can either use the sequential manner, okay, or we can execute this parallel execution. So this is what process is. Now let's see the practical implementation. So guys, my today's tutorial I'm showing you on Google Colab Notebook. So you will click on Edit, Notebook Settings, and select the GPU first. So save it. Next task is to install all the required modules. So these are the modules which you need: Creo AI, Creo AI tool, LangChain, LangChain community, and LangChain OpenAI. So we are installing these modules now. So guys, today I'm going to show you how to create a news summarization app. So to create a news summarization app, we first need to fetch news from the internet. So we need a web search tool. So let's define a tool which will perform the web search. So website search tool, we are importing it from Creo AI tool. So guys, this is a built-in tool, so that's why we can directly import it like this. First you will import it and then you will initialize it. You can use this tool like this. So in my web search tool variable, I have initialized this tool. This will perform the web search to fetch the latest news. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, OpenAI API key. Okay guys, so we need to define our LLM also first. So let's define our LLM. So here, before this cell, let's write the code for LLM. So this is my LLM. I'm importing chat OpenAI from here. And guys, I'm using OpenAI LLM. So to use that, I need the API key. This API key will not work for you. You have to paste your own API key. So guys, if you don't want to use this AI model, then you can use some other LLM also. So here I'm importing the LLM, and in my LLM variable I have the LLM. So run it. We will run this cell again. See, now it is working. Now we have our LLM and we have the tool. Which LLM we are using? We are using OpenAI's GPT-4 LLM. Next step is to create the agent. First, which agent we need? We need an agent which will perform the web search. So for that, write this. See, from Creo AI, import agent, and in researcher variable, I'm creating an agent. So call this agent over here. And guys, remember I've told you we need to define all these things when we want to create the agent. So the role of this agent, goal of this agent is to provide up-to-date market analysis of the AI industry, backstory, and it will use the web search tool. Verbose true means you will see on the screen whatever process is happening, you can see that on the screen. Okay, so this is how you create the agent. Run it. So this agent will perform the web search and will fetch the news. Now we need another agent which will use the news which it fetched from the internet to generate the answer, to generate the response. So for that we have this tool. See, writer tool. We are calling the agent again. Role is content writer. This will write. We are telling this agent that your role is content writing, means you will write the content, and the goal is to craft a blog post about the AI industry. Writer agent will take all the data, all the text which the research agent fetched from internet using this web search tool, and this writer agent will create a blog post on that. And here we are not using any tool because LLM will perform the task. LLM can write the blog for us, right? So we don't need any separate tool for it. But over here in researcher, we need to search the web for the news. So that's why we use this tool. Okay. So now let's run it. Now our writer agent is also ready. This writer agent will fetch the data from the research agent, and then it will write a blog post on latest AI trends. Now we need to define the tasks. So guys, in Creo AI, I have told you there are 4 main things. First is agent, and then tools, then task, and the process. So we have to define all those things. So till now we have used tool, we have used only single tool for web search. Then we created agents. So 2 points we have covered, but we still need to create tasks, and then we will create the process, right? So let's create the task. So first of all, you need to import the task from Creo AI, and then this is how you create the task. First, we are creating how many tasks we have? We have 2 tasks. First is to search the internet and fetch news. Second is to write. So this is the first task, and the name of the task is research. And guys, as I've told you, we will provide these 2 things: description and expected output, and the agent. We are assigning to this task, we are assigning the researcher agent. So where is the researcher agent? Here we have defined the researcher agent. Researcher agent will use this tool. Okay. So this is the first task. Now let's run it. Now we have to define the second task. So this is the second task. Write. Creating a task again. Which agent? Writer agent. We are mentioning that this task will be given to writer agent, and the expected output should be in this format. And then the output file, guys, what we are doing is we are saying that when this task will be executed, we want to store the output, the blog post which our writer agent will write. We will store that. We want to store that in a newspost.md file, right? So the writer agent will write a post. That post we can find in blog post folder. We will have a file with the name of this name, and then when you'll open that and newspost.md file, you can see a blog on latest AI trends. So let's run this also. Now we have the task, we have agent, we have tools. Now we want to write the code for Creo, means the process, and we will run it. To do that, we are writing like this. See, in a Creo variable, we are creating a Creo. We are writing the names of the agents. So these are the 2 agents we have. Then we are providing the tasks also, list of tasks. We have provided the list of tasks. We have provided the list of agents. Verbose true will show you the process on screen. Planning true. And then once you define the Creo like this, you need to use Creo.kickoff to see the output. Now let's run it. See, planning the Creo execution. It is planning the task, means how to how to do this entire task. See, first, market research analyst, this agent, and the task. What is the task assigned to that agent? Search the web for latest AI trends and provide a summarized report. And then it did some task, and then it is inserting in ChromaDB. See, guys, we asked to find the latest AI trends. So there are various different websites which have data related to that. So one by one, it is seeing those websites and it is storing the data in a ChromaDB, and finally it will combine all the results. It is searching this website and then it is getting the answer from there. Like this, it will search different websites, and then finally the content writer agent will write the response, write the blog. Now see, once the researcher agent perform the task, then the next task is assigned to content writer. It will write an engaging blog post about the AI industry based on the research analyst summary. See, it outlined the structure. Then agent, content writer, the final answer of this agent is this. Okay. And the Creo output. Now in your blog post folder, you can see this blog. Now let me open my blog post folder. See, this is the blog post folder. Here you can see the post. Now let's open this post. This is the post. See, newspost.md, and this is what we got. See, we have a blog post on latest AI trends, and we got this blog post using 2 different agents. We used one agent to research the internet, and then we used another agent to write the blog for us. So like this, guys, you can use multiple agents here. See, within few minutes only we have a blog post ready, and here everything is done by AI agents. It searched the internet, it collected data from various sources, then it stored those blog posts in a database. Then from that database, it read everything, and then it created a blog post for us. So guys, this is how you can use Creo AI. The link of this code is given in description section. You can try this code. And guys, if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.